This week's episode is brought to you by Satanic Messages.
Flasser your body.
Dating a furnace, it's servers master.
Fucking noodling for a catfish, and I wanted to propose to her on site because
Noodling?
you know what noodling is?
No.
It's when you fucking put your arm under the fucking water, like reach into a stump with some shit on your hand, let it bite down on you, and you fucking grab it, pull it out. So it was this chick in a bikini who was noodling for a fucking catfish, and she pulls out this motherfucking probably like a 30-pound catfish, just like grabs onto her, pulls it straight up, and I'm just like, marry me.
Yeah, I always see the Instagrams of just these gorgeous women out fishing and stuff, and it's just like, how many just drunk rednecks are constantly hitting on you? Just like, dream woman.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can't remember her name, but there is one girl who's always just into bikini fishing on Instagram. She has like 10,000 followers. I'm just like, if we were attractive women, our podcast would already have tens of thousands of listeners, probably.
But what if we were just ugly dudes, like now?
Well, we are, and
Yeah,
it proves that we have 500 followers.
Damn it! But I love them all.
I do
Every
love all the
single
followers of our podcast, which is the Hodge Podcast. So, welcome to Hodge Podcast. Let's try that again.
Welcome to the Herd Podcast.
I'm so tired. Welcome to the Hodge Podcast, the official podcast of CountryHodgepodge.com. I'm your host, Steve Hodge, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, cousin, and lover, Kevin Hodge.
Hello.
I didn't run. I biked 20 miles, and then I walked a mile, and then I did a bunch of abs, and I'm just really tired now.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm trying not to fall asleep during this podcast.
Yeah.
Which I might, but who knows.
R.I.P. in peace.
So this week we are going to talk about, briefly, we got to bring it up, Sam Hunt's new song, Dirty Downtown or whatever, and it's not good. And then an Esquire article titled, The 50 Best Pop Country Songs of the Last 20 Years. I want to point out some parts of that, and you can judge it how you want. And then we're going to talk about Ray Scott and his best songs and how just awesome he is, and you should be listening to him.
Yes, you should.
But first, I guess we'll get it out of the way. Sam Hunt released a new song called Downtown Deeds, or whatever the fuck it was called, and
It was specifically called Derp Downtown.
derpa derpa doo doo turn derpin. But all right, so I listened to some of it on the way home. I made it about a minute in. You took the bullet and listened to it.
Yeah, I listened to the whole thing.
The only thing this is the nicest thing I'll ever say about Sam Hunt. It's better than Body Like a Back Road. I think the song itself is better. It is further.
The bar was set quite low.
Yeah, it's the furthest thing from country, so don't ever think I'm even suggesting it's anything country. But when it started, I was like, this actually isn't a terrible song.
Yeah.
It's just not country.
Yeah, so the thing about it is, first of all, the album art makes no sense. I don't understand what the fuck's going on. It's like a fucking, Spanish coast building. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
It's dumb.
Makes no sense. But then the song happens, and it's one of those where, I understand why people would like it.
Yeah.
Because it's a pop song. However, it's so obvious that he's not trying to be country at all, and it is not country at all.
Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to be a dick about this right now. It's just, if you listen to that and you like it, great, have fun, listen to it and do whatever. But, there's none of it. He even has the fucking, honestly, it reminded me of, Avicii, the fucking drum beat kind of fucking chorus noises that are going in there. I'm like, this is not a country song. He's not trying to do country music. None of this is country.
Yeah.
Can we just not shove this down country radio? But that's exactly what they're going to do. This will be the song that wins him the Grammy, for sure.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like this is a song that you can tell he hasn't come out to say it because he doesn't want to burn any bridges. But you can tell he's not trying to be country. Like how he didn't show up to the
Yes.
awards show where he won an award for
Yes.
single of the year. He's not trying to
Yes.
be country, but people have put him in that fucking pool,
Yep.
and he refuses to step out of it for
Yep.
whatever fucking reason. And like this song, if it were to come on at some party where they're playing Avicii and Drake and Cardi B, that mumble mouth dipshit,
my God.
if they were playing those songs and this one came on, I didn't even know it was Sam Hunt, I'd be like, pretty good pop song. But the fact that it's going to take over country
Yes.
radio and just destroy another year of country music
Yep.
is what's fucking wrong with this
Yes,
song.
it doesn't make any sense because no one in their right mind would listen to it objectively and say that it's a country song.
Yeah.
Anyone who says that is just, but the
just one of those-
genres and changing and
it's-
the difference and the pushing the boundaries. Like, no, you're just trying so goddamn hard to justify something that is just a wrong stance to begin with. It's like someone who's a fucking dickhead in an argument who they have their stance and they're like, I'm not budging. I'm gonna find a way to argue that fucking, I don't know, trying to think of some stupid sports analogy. I can't even fucking do it.
It would be like if Ford came out with the new quote-unquote F-150 and it looked like a fucking Ford Fusion. It'd be like, no, this is what trucks are now. It'd be like, no, it's not.
The new truck bed is the hatchback, and the new truck engine is a hybrid Prius.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
It's just, I am so sick of this stupid argument of genres are evolving. Yes, genres are evolving. Country its sound has changed. If you listen from 50s to 70s country, that was a big change. If you listen from 70s to 90s to now, but where they're going from now is just not country anymore.
Yes,
because there's nothing country about it.
Yes, my whole rebuttal whenever anyone's like, yeah, well, genres are changing. I'm like, yes, I know that they are. I listen to a lot of modern, actual country artists. Like, if you listen to Cody Jinks and then you listen to Waylon Jennings, there's going to be some similarities, but they have very clearly different sounds.
Yeah.
But they're both obviously country. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that hard, and it's very easy to show, and I don't understand why everyone's like, you're just a
And
hater.
then
Like, no, fuck you.
If you even go from, artists like Cody Jinks to Josh Headley.
Yes.
Or Cody Jinks to Paul Coffin.
Yes.
They're very different
Exactly.
sounds, but they are country because they have the core base of country.
The essence of it is there.
Whereas Sam Hunt sounds like he just got done listening to Run DMC and it's just like, that's what I want.
It is tricky to rock around that's right on time.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I mean, it's a dead horse that we've been beating forever. It's just he's not even trying with country anymore, and they need to admit that. He needs to Taylor Swift it and be like,
Yes.
I'm getting the fuck out of here.
He
Like,
has enough brain dead fans. I guess if you're listening to this and you like us and you're a fan of his, interesting. But also, fine, go for it. But he's got enough fans that, like, just do whatever. People will buy your shit. Like,
Yeah.
just fucking... Just say what it is, man.
Yeah.
That's why I was listening to Cody Jinks. It's very surprising, I know, right?
You like Cody Jinks?
Yeah,
I've listened to him too, man. He's
I
pretty good.
know. But like one of my favorite lines of one of his songs is in Alone during the second half bit,
Yeah.
where he says, "I never tried to call it anything to hide what it really was. Like he didn't care about classifying his music. He never called it anything because it is what it is, and it's very obvious that it's country. So he doesn't really give a shit. And like so that it's self-evident what country is.
And it's like that Craig Campbell song. If you got to tell me how country are, you probably ain't. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, but anyway, Sam Hunt, you suck. I mean, the song ain't bad, ain't country. Because Body Like a Back Road, I didn't even like that song. I just genuinely thought it was a bad song. But one thing
I will say is, like that one article I wrote a while back, I now firmly do believe that Walker Hayes is the worst. Sam Hunt is no longer the worst. Walker Hayes
is just an untalented version of Sam Hunt.
It's just bad. Like, I don't know why anyone would want to listen to it. It's just bad.
Yeah, his music is just terrible.
It's just bad.
Yeah, I've never gotten that one. But yeah, anyway, so yes, I saw this article because one of the artists on the in the article shared it and was like, "Oh,
is
thanks
this
for
going to
the
be one
shout
of
out."
those where you were talking about that article you brought up and it was just like the worst Americana acts and it was like Jason Isbell?
No,
and
it's
everyone was
not. It's
great?
not that unbearable. No,
Well, thank
but
God.
this one is. Yeah, it's titled "The 50 Best Pop Country Songs of the Last 20 Years." So you hear right away and you're like, "All right, pop country, fine." Because but after reading it, you can tell that the pop, what they're saying, they're referring to as popular country, not pop of hip hop type country. Because here's the opening paragraph. Want to ostracize yourself from your peer group in one fell swoop? Fervently defend your undying love for top 40 country music. That'll do the trick. Despite ire, skepticism, and stereotypes, the past 20 years have produced hundreds of good pop country songs. Here are the top 50 chosen purely for our own selfish reasons. So, I mean, the author already says that these are just the 50 songs I like. But so, I don't remember what songs they exactly, but the list included Laney Antebellum, Taylor Swift, Faith Hill, Maren Morris. So, like, those are... Okay, yeah, those are pop country. And then it had also Something About a Truck by Kit Moore and Darius Rucker's Wagon Wheel, which...
I hate that song.
Yeah, I hate that song. And then the one that was really dumb was Beyonce's Daddy Lessons, which isn't a country song. It's just not. It just has a banjo in it.
Why would anyone think that it's a country song?
Because Dixie Chicks were in it. But here's some songs that aren't pop that were included on it, which bothered me. First was Lone Star's Amazed. That's just a love ballad. It's country. I mean, I understand that if you say Lone Star's kind of pop-ish, but they're still a country band.
I just don't like how much they sound like Rascal Flatts.
Yeah. Chris Stapleton had 2 songs on there, Tennessee Whiskey and Either Way.
What?
Yeah. Tim McGraw, Something Like That. Maybe, fair. Yeah. These last 2, though, might anger you, how Jason Isbell and Jason Boland are on that list.
What?
These were also on the pop country of the last 20 years. Drive for Daddy Jean by Alan Jackson.
I'm going to murder someone.
And Johnny Cash's Hurt. So this article, because there was so much like Shania Twain-esque, Faith Hill, Sugarland, like that kind of crap. I was like, all right, pop country. But then they have these where they're just taking the term pop as in popular.
Because everyone who listens to Johnny Cash's cover of the Nine Inch Nails song Hurt, and they're just like, that sounds a lot like Keith Urban, and I should definitely put them in the
Keith
same
Urban
category.
was on there a few times also.
Yeah, well, Keith Urban can get fucked.
But yeah, so... When they obviously they went with the term popular rather than pop, and it was just to annoy people because it was I saw that on there and I was just like, no.
They were probably like, you know what we could do? We could get a bunch of clicks if we're just like, let's trigger everyone.
Yeah, and they did trigger me,
motherfuckers.
But yeah, so it was just one of those stupid lists, and I wanted to point that shit out.
I am anger.
Yeah. But, I mean, there were good songs on it. It's just that... And there were good pop country songs on there that I was just like, all right, that's fine. It's a pop country song, and I'm okay with it. But those ones weren't pop, those last ones I named. But
yeah, like, Either Way by Stapleton is basically just him singing. Yeah. Very minimal instrumentation outside of him just belting it out.
Yeah, and it's still depressing as shit.
Yeah, and what? And I don't even think that song charted at all, so it's not even like a fucking popular...
It might have been the top 40, I don't know. But
yeah, but it wasn't number one.
No,
it wasn't
definitely not.
Going across the board winning a bunch of shit.
Definitely not. It should have.
Should have won everything. It was great.
But yeah, that was a stupid article. So we can move on to...
Why is everyone so goddamn stupid?
The subject of the week is Ray Scott. He's one I heard years ago. I heard this song, "My Kind of Music," and that one I just fell in love with because it's so goofy.
Yep.
And then I heard more of his songs. I was like, so he does a lot of those dumb, goofy songs.
Yep.
And the thing I wrote down is he's a rare combo of honky-tonk dancing country and emotional storytelling country. Like, he has some of the most depressing songs I've listened to, and he has some of the goofiest, funniest dancing along songs in the bar.
The thing that I've thought of to describe him is kind of like a better / more consistent Toby Keith.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of songs that are funny, and he has a lot of songs that are very heartfelt, but unlike Toby Keith, he hasn't done songs that just churn out music for the sake of churning out music.
And they don't turn pop.
Exactly. And so he's got that same, because like, you know, the funniness of the country songs, I love all those funny songs.
Yeah, like
so
the ugly one, My Kind of Music.
Exactly. And so he reminds me of Toby Keith in that way, because Toby Keith has a bunch of those songs that make you laugh that are, you know, just good songs, but they're kind of, you know,
and he's
dumb.
a more country version of Brad Paisley, who has super emotional songs and then super funny songs.
Yes, exactly.
And that's the thing I was thinking about is that I love that combo because, like, Aaron Watson has dancing songs and sad songs that he can switch between.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have too many, like, funny songs. They're mostly just kind of dancing, honky-tonk, you know, square dancing songs.
Yep.
Whereas, and then we have people like John Moreland or Jason Isbell where all his songs are just, like, sad, depressing. Like, there's not one you can crank up in a bar to dance to. Like, none of those songs are...
I would crank up Yvette because it's such a happy... lift your spirits kind of song.
Yeah. So Ray Scott is just one of the, and he always, like, he has that one 5-song EP where he just does covers,
Yes,
which is a
I
phenomenal
love it.
EP.
It's so good.
And then
all
he
of those
did,
covers are great.
I shared it on our site I don't know how long ago it was, but he did a live Facebook stream where he opened up with Lukenbach, Texas by Waylon Jennings. And it's just like,
yeah.
and I just love how he just keeps country alive in all of his music. And
Yep.
even if he has like the kind of ridiculously offensive, like the ugly one where it's just a song about saying about how ugly this chick is. But then of course it's not like so, it's also self-deprecating where he does it, but then the karma hits him because then he's like, oh, she thinks I'm the ugly one.
And the same thing with them jeans, where he's just like talking, like hitting on a girl at the bar, like how do you fit in them jeans, and then just like, and how do I get into them? Like that's like, but then in the end, like he gets hit in the head and he's in the ER, and then the nurse is hitting on him, like how do I get in them jeans? Like to him, and it's just like he always lets it come back around on himself, and it's great.
Yeah, it's just really funny self-deprecating humor. So I love him for all that.
And his voice is tremendous.
Oh God, yeah,
so good,
so deep, so better than mine.
So great.
But
so much jealousy.
I don't. Oh, the thing I guess we could talk a little behind the curtain stuff is we almost had him on the podcast, but it seemed to have just kind of fallen through, and it kind of sucks.
Unless you listen, Ray, and you would love to come on the podcast.
Yeah,
please do.
We would enjoy having you.
Please do.
Because he's phenomenal, and didn't you say he was in Iowa City or something like a few weeks ago or something?
Yes, he was in Iowa City on like a Wednesday though.
Yeah, and we wanted to go, but obviously it's difficult. But anyway, want to just hop into the top 10?
I got distracted. I commented on the Turnpike group saying that we're in Bettendorf, and a dude commented saying that he's in DeWitt. So,
nice.
Fucking right up the road.
Very nice.
Shout out J. Michael Moore if you're listening.
But yeah, so we'll just hop into his 10, and if we have more shit, we'll say it. Number 10, Growing Old.
Life ain't turning out the way I planned it. And I'd like to say that I don't understand it, but I'm doing something, baby, I never thought I'd do. I'm growing old. I just ain't growing old with you.
This is one of those. I start off with a nice depressing one. It's one of those where it's just like, like I'm growing old. I can tell that I'm wearing down, but it's so obviously there's the line of I'm growing old with you, and I want to grow old with you, and it's just like I'm growing old, but I'm not growing old with you, and it's just one of those super depressing songs.
Yeah. He's like, I am old and alone, and I would like to be growing old with you, but instead I'm just growing old. By myself, all lonesome like.
Yeah, it's.
Great song, beautiful song, depression.
The amount of just like tear your heart out songs he has on top of how many just hilarious. Like we said, the balance of his sad to funny is perfect.
I think it's great because every song every album is like a fucking ride.
Yeah, it's great. Number 9, I Love You Both.
'Cause I love you both. I love the you that makes me smile just like a clown. And I love the you that makes me want to cuss out loud. And then turn around, lay it down. I love you both.
I love this one because it's like a good love song. It's a slow ballad, but at the same time it's funny because it's just like you're psychotic, but you're also the most loving person ever.
You are a crazy bitch, but you know what? I love that too.
Yeah, it's pretty much like you're bipolar, but so I love both of your personalities. So the line is I love you both, and it's just really funny that but it's like such a sweet sounding ballad.
And looking at it from a realism standpoint of like being in a relationship, like loving the person
at their worst.
Exactly. It's you can't handle me at my whatever, you don't deserve me at my whatever. It's like he loves her across the board.
Yeah, exactly. And so I just love that he puts it, I love you both. Oh, broke the thing off the chair again.
Son of a bitch!
Number 8, Leave This World.
black of dusk. Nothing but the body heat between us. Moonlight's glow highlights your face. You're lost in dreams, I'm still awake. You look so beautiful. Girl, I won't leave one stone unturned. Wanna prove to you how much you're worth. For as long as life allows me to, and I'll leave this world loving you. I'll leave this world loving you.
It's a song about him being an alien, and
I must go back to my people.
no, it's just pretty much it's kind of a take on the "I'll love you till I die" type
Yep.
thing, and it's just like I'm gonna love you until I have to leave this world.
And I will leave this world loving you.
Yeah, and
It's a nice, beautiful love song.
yeah, and he belts it out in this one.
Yes,
as
he
well.
does.
Number 7, Plowboy.
Now I don't mean to bust your bubble, but boy, the way you're thinking's wrong. Going out and chase that foolish dream of yours. You'll be back before too long. You a plowboy, you ain't no city boy. Yeah, you were born with dirty hands. Yeah, you a plowboy, and you're thinking silly, boy. Just trying to make you understand. What you better do is put the
I
overalls
love
back
his
on.
first album. I really do. I think his strongest albums are probably My Kind of Music, which is the first one, and then the most recent one, Guitar for Sale, is pretty fucking
Which
solid.
I was noticing when I was putting the list together is that majority of my song, like, yeah, I love all of his albums, but the majority of my songs came from Guitar for Sale. The majority of his songs came from My Kind of Music.
Yep.
And it was just that first album or that latest album is so fucking good, and the first one's great, and then obviously all of them.
Yeah, exactly. But so I love the his first album, My Kind of Music, and this is one of the songs off of it. I just love it because it's one of those songs where he's talking about how he was leaving his hometown, and there was some guy who was doubting him, and so he was about to head off on the road to go to like Nashville or whatever and try to make it big, and the guy's just like, you're never gonna make it, you're just a plowboy, you're not a city boy, and like tells him, go have fun, but you better be back by harvest season because we're gonna need your help. And then when it gets to the end, he's he has made it, he has done well, and he's just like, I'd like to see him taste some crow, but then he makes it come full circle where he's saying, I am a plowboy, I never forgot where I'm from, and that's part of the reason why I am successful, because I am hardworking. And I kind of like it's just kind of a fuck you, I've made it, I left town and I made it, but I never forgot where I'm from kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not big on this one, but
Because fuck you, that's why.
yeah. Number 6, Walls.
And this old lazy boy is feeling like my only friend. And this sunshine shining on the world outside, but there ain't none shining in. Starting out, somehow I gotta leave her in my past. Walk this floor right out that door before these walls start talking back.
I love this one. Again. This is, he got broken up with, and he just,
tribute to Pink Floyd.
well, he basically just didn't leave his house for a bunch of days after his lady left him, and then he's kind of, like, realizing, he's like, you know what, I need to get the hell out of here before the walls start talking to me, when I lose my mind.
Until it turns into like a padded room.
Like when I start to
situation.
lose my mind, I need to get out of here and just kind of get back, back on track.
Yeah. This list was a tough one to put together. Cause,
Yes, it was.
Like, he's not, like I said, I'm not big on Plowboy, but, like, listening to all of his albums, there's not one where it's just like, ew, why the fuck did he record this? Like, they're all just really good country songs, and his voice comes out on every one. Each one tells a story, whether it's hilarious or sad, and, this was a super hard list of, like, they're not on the list, spoiler alert, like My Kind of Music or The Ugly One. Like, but they're hilarious songs. And
yeah, and I love them.
On another day, I might put them on my top 10 just because, well, actually, I did have My Kind of Music at 10 because that was the first song I heard by him, and I really like it. But, yeah, it's just, this is a super tough one to make. But going into the back 9 is number 5, Worth Killing For.
I've never shot a man before. That's up until the present tense. You take her, you take my life, making this a clear-cut case of self-defense. Mister, don't you think I'll let you make her yours? There's some things in this world worth killing for.
I love this one because
this is the one that I don't like.
No, really?
Yes.
But I do. It's about a guy the guy's like taking the girl from him, and he just goes like, if you try walking away with her, I'm going to put you down because this girl's worth killing for.
See, but my thing is, to be in a situation where a guy could be stealing a girl from you means that this girl is cheating on you. So fuck her.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about getting in a fight over this bitch that's cheating on me.
Well,
fuck her.
It's like Guilty as Can Be by Cody Johnson. It's the same situation.
See, but in that situation, he's like, I'm gonna go to jail and fuck her too. It's just that's the world we live in. Like I'm fuck you for trying to steal her, fuck her for cheating on me. This one's like, he seems so vulnerable and like, please man, don't you take her, because if you try to take her, I'm going to fucking murder you. And it's just like, it just doesn't make any sense to me why you'd be in a position where you love her so much, but she's cheating on you and she might leave, and so you would just kill this dude and then you'd think it would be fine in the end.
That's how I got my last girlfriend. Just killed her boyfriend.
Just, it makes no sense to me. He sings great and it's a slow song, but it just, the words make zero sense to me.
Well, it's because you don't speak English. Number 4, Dirty Shirt.
He's been known to pop the top on a brew. He came off a little rough sometimes, but the folks that know him knew. If you can look past a dirty shirt, see beyond greasy hands, you'll find the hard-hearted work in a damn good man.
It's about Tide. Number 3.
If you look past this Tide Pod shirt,
it's about eating Tide Pods.
Exactly.
My shirts are dirty because I ate all my Tide Pods.
I ate all my Tide Pods. I can't wash my clothes no more.
No, I do like this one where it's just kind of like it's kind of like The American Man by Trace Adkins, that kind of song of just like, this is a hardworking American
and
man.
at the end he talks about, he says like my dad, so it's kind of like singing about your hardworking father / your hardworking family, and just the fact that if you look at someone who's got a dirty shirt and greasy hands because they've been working all day, they're a hardworking person, so deep down they're a damn good man.
Yeah.
Despite their appearance.
Yeah, they look dirty, but they're really good.
Yeah.
Number 3, Sobering Up.
'Cause we're a long, long way from where we used to be, when it was all night long, and you got hold of me. You used to be so drunk on my love. Baby, are you sobering up?
I fucking love this. Is my favorite song from, probably my favorite one from the new album. It's just this ungodly depressing song of, it takes that cliche of like, I'm drunk on our love, or your love's like a drug, and it just goes like, but if you're drunk on my love, it seems like you're sobering up. Like, it's wearing off.
Yeah,
we're not
like,
in that honeymoon phase anymore.
Why
it's
are
like,
you sobering up?
Yeah, it's like, what's happening? You're sobering up. You don't feel the same about me anymore. It's,
Where'd the spark go?
Yeah, so it's, the spark's going out. And so that you're not drunk on love anymore. You're sobering up. And this one just tore the heart from my chest when it came out. Like,
it's a good one.
it might have been right around when shit went down last year. I don't know. But
Nothing went down ever.
yeah, it's true. I'm happy all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucking love that song. It was when I remember he tweeted out like, which of these 3 songs should I make my next single? And none of them were Sobered Up. I was just tweeted, I was like, Sobered Up. No, fuck those 3 songs. Sobered Up. But number 2 is also from that album, is Living This Way.
Living this way will maybe take me to my grave a little earlier than most. But it won't change until I kill all of this pain or find a better way to go. Though you might say it ain't okay living this way.
This is kind of another one of those like life off my years type things of this life I'm living is gonna take me to the grave a little earlier, but it's how I do it. Like,
Yep, and I just like how he describes just like, you know, he knows how to just kind of like relieve stress and just kind of like, you know, it's a vice, but it's, you know, to ease his mind and kind of feel better in a pinch.
Yeah.
And even though it's gonna, you know, it's gonna kill him earlier, it's gonna make it worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting song though, because I'm pretty sure didn't he get sober? Didn't Ray Scott get sober? So it's an interesting song in that regard, because obviously now he's you know, not doing the living this way kind of thing, so it's kind of interesting situation.
I love just the opening lyric of this song where it's like, I get high but I get low, I get high again. And so it's just like, but it's like, so my life has its highs and its lows, but to prevent the lows I get high. Like,
exactly.
I just love that line. It's great. But number 1 is the first unanimous number 1 we've had in, I don't even know how long, maybe since like John Moreland back in the day.
No, we both had David for Cody Jinks, I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah.
But other than that one,
it's still it's rare that we have the same number 1, but this time we did because this song is fucking amazing. Is number 1, Ain't Always Thirsty.
And how I ain't always in love when I make love. Sometimes I don't feel a thing, and I ain't often hurt when I medicate, and I ain't always thirsty when I drink.
This song is just perfect. I fucking love this song.
It is a tremendous song. It is a rip your heart out kind of sad song, but it's not a sad song because he's lamenting, you know, a breakup or whatever. He's kind of lamenting existence in a certain sense. The struggles of having heartbreak and just living life and having the lows.
Yeah.
And what you have to do when you are in those lows.
Yeah, and it's about like he's not his vices aren't for fun, they're just to survive. Like, so like he like obviously sometimes you have a beer just to quench your thirst, and he's like, I'm not always thirsty when I'm drinking. I don't always have pain in my, you know, whatever when I'm taking pills. Like, these things aren't.
I ain't always in love when I'm plowing.
I'm not always in love when I make love, and it's just this song just about kind of being depressed and just kind of doing these things just to try and feel something. It's like the Trace Adkins, I Want to Feel Something, like that kind of song.
Yeah.
Just trying to feel something again, and it's not really working. So it's And a side note of this one is this: I remember covering this song on Facebook like 3 years ago, and he commented on it, and it made me happy.
Yeah, hell yeah. Well, that's the other thing. He's been super cool about social media things. I feel like we've had
whenever we post about him, he'll tweet at us. and stuff.
And I think it's so cool. And again, Ray, if you're listening, we love you.
Please come on our podcast.
Please come on our podcast.
Please. We're desperate.
We're not as stupid as this all the time.
Yeah, we are.
That is a lie.
Anyway, you have anything else about Mr. Ray Scott?
I feel like he's one of those dudes that really flies under the radar, but is super talented.
Yeah.
So kind of like when we did the Mike Ryan episode, and I was like, super talented. I don't know why anyone wouldn't enjoy this. It would do well on the radio. Why isn't it on the radio?
Yeah, there's so many artists out there where it's just like, they obviously have cult followings and stuff, but this one, he's just so under the radar. It's like, everyone listen to Ray Scott.
Yeah, and he's great.
If you respect country music at all, listen to this dude. All right. Moving on to albums last week, or do you have anything else to add? No? Yes? No?
Nope.
Maybe no? Long story short, Ray Scott awesome. From last week, there were 2 albums that were notable. Highland Travelers, self-titled, straight bluegrass album. Check it out. And then Brent Cobb's Providence Canyon.
Loved it.
Yeah, Brent Cobb is super talented, and that's awesome.
Yeah, he's super good. Yeah, definitely check his album out for sure.
Yeah. What else you been listening to, Kevin? What have you been doing? What are you watching?
Oh
What are you
man,
thinking?
been kind of all over the place. So I made a playlist that was purely based off of Bones Owens. And so it had a lot of like kind of Americana / rock / roots kind of thing, and then into my jam mix with all of the people that use horns and shit. And so kind of been bouncing all over the place, but use more horns in music.
I've been letting my daily mix take over because
my daily mixes have been fire for so long. I basically just listen to them most
at the gym the other day. I was listening to like my rock one that has like Seether and kind of that shit on it, and it introduced me to a lot of songs by bands I hadn't heard in a while.
Oh hell yeah!
It's pretty sweet.
I have one of my daily mixes always has Audio Slave as one of the main features, and I was really excited about it.
Yeah. And then also I put it up on Facebook on my Steve Hodge Music Facebook if you ever care to go there. I had the song Unfortunate Guy just stuck in my head, so I covered it and put it on because that song is just
very happy. Very lift you up and get you feeling good about the day.
Yeah, but I remixed it and it's called Fortunate Kind and it's about ice cream.
And it is all rap and all drum kit in the background. Yeah. And then I come in the background and just go bow, 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 at least 4 times per minute. Welcome to the Country Cast.
But yeah, anyway, you can find us at countryhodgepodge.com on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Country Hodgepodge on Spotify. You can find the Hodgepodgecast picks, where every week I upload the songs we talk about, so you can hear them in full as long as they're on there. Because sometimes Spotify likes taking songs off. Because fuck them.
Motherfuckers. Actually, speaking of that, so as you know, I'm a huge fan of. You know nothing, Steve Hodge. Yes. The Steelwoods. I'm a huge fan of Straw in the Wind, the entire album. It's fantastic. The song, my favorite song from the album, Better in the Fall, has been off of Spotify for months.
What the fuck?
And I am very upset about it because that is my favorite song off that album.
That's my favorite.
And I love that album.
Yeah, that's my favorite from that album also. Fuck that.
It's been on Spotify.
And then every Monday, Kevin, you can find it on a link to the website, or if you find Kevin's Picks of the Week, or if you look up his username, Donkey Factory, one word.
Or if you Google Earth the state of Iowa, you'll find it.
Exactly. Where every Monday, Kevin just puts up 10 songs by 10 different artists for 10 different nationalities and 10 different sexes,
religions,
genders, whatever. I don't know. And they're usually good. Sometimes I hate them, and sometimes I don't hate them. Every Friday, I upload the new albums of the week on Friday's New Music. We tweet that out every week so you can listen to all the best new albums that come out. If you want to buy one of our dumb shirts, they're on a link through the site, or else they're on TeePublic. Just search Country Hodgepodge. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at CHP_Clifftron. You can find Kevin on Twitter and Instagram at CHP_Charch, where he just posts pictures of his wiener. It's weird.
CHP_dickbutt.
Dick pics. Please rate and review us on iTunes. It'll help us get found, and leave us mean words, and we'll read it off as long as you rate it 5 stars.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week. Next week, we're going to be talking about Sam Hunt, and we're going to go fully into his new amazing song. So until next week, I'm Steve Hodge. As always, joined by Kevin Hodge saying goodbye, good night, and good shit.